So if you're given the standard form of the equation, let's come up with the center and the radius, and let's go ahead and graph it. So in part A, we have x plus 4 quantity squared plus y minus 5 quantity squared equals 9. So now we're going exactly backwards from the last example, last type of example. What's the center? C for center. Oh, let's write down the careful. Let's write down the standard form. It's x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. So it's the thing you're subtracting from x inside those parentheses that's h. So you see a plus, though, don't you? So to make it subtraction, you'd actually have to write it. We don't do this, but you'd actually have to put it truly in standard form. You'd have to write it as x minus a negative 4 quantity squared. And then you see that h is what? Not 4, but negative 4. Now, really what you do, it's kind of like just finding the first corner of the vertex when we had a parabola in standard form. You just take the opposite of what you see, but you do that for both coordinates here. So if you see a plus 4, x plus 4 inside the parentheses, h is going to be negative 4. And then what's k going to be? You see a minus 1, so k is just going to be 1. So negative 4, 1 is the center, and then what's the radius? Not 9, but 3. So r squared is 9. Remember, that's r squared on the right side, but you got to take the square root to get the radius. So we've got a center, negative 4, 1, and a radius 3. Is it all that hard to graph these things? Nah. So you have to remember to plot this, even though the center is not part of the circle, the curve that is the circle, you use it. So you got to plot that first. You use it to get the circle. So negative 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1, like that. And then what do I do from that center? Up, down, left, right, 3. And then you draw the best circle you can. It's not going to be a work of art unless you get out a compass. The compass that you use to draw circles, not for direction. Have you guys ever played with compasses? Both. Yeah. So the compass, it's easy to make a machine that draws a compass, right? Or draws a circle, sorry. You have 2 legs on it. One has a little pointy end that'll stick in your paper that you're drawing on, and one has a pencil on the other end, and you just keep the pointy end at the center and you go around. That's the kind of compass I'm talking about. So go out all directions. 1, 2, 3, right 3, left 3, 1, 2, 3, up and down 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you draw the best circle you can. Again, it's not going to be perfect if you're doing it by hand without a compass. That's way off. So maybe I'll make it more of a sketch. Good enough. Do this in your notes. Identify the center. This will keep you awake. Identify the center, the radius, and then see if you can draw the thing. You'll have to estimate the radius, right? And a decimal approximation of the radius to draw it. And it's helpful to write down the standard form to remind you what's what. X minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. What's the center turn out to be? 0, 3. Does everybody buy that? What's r, the radius? Yeah, root 17, which probably around 4.1, right? So what do you do to graph it? What do I do first? Okay, so 0, 3, 1, 2, 3 right there. Left, right, up, down, a hair bigger than 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit more. A little bit more than 4. Probably too much, but on that second one, but close enough. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, a little more than 4. And then I'll cheat. Let's see if I can get this to work. This is my compass, I guess, right? There you go. There's a pretty good circle. Any questions on that? So memorize, for the final, memorize that equation of the circle, or be able to derive it, I don't care which. And be able to go either way. Given the equation, be able to come up with the center and the radius, or given the center and the radius, come up with the equation, and be able to graph the circle.